Hi lovelies, Lauren here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as always, if you haven't been here before, please don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future flows. For today's practice, we've got a fairly short and gentle practice focusing on neck and shoulder relief. So perhaps you've woken up in the morning and your shoulders are feeling a little bit tense, or maybe you're squeezing this into your lunch break or at the end of your work day. So if you're feeling a little bit tense in your neck and your shoulders, this is the practice for you. So I advise you have at least one or a couple of blocks, but if you don't have blocks, you could use books, you can use a rolled up blanket or a cushion for the end. So yeah, kind of improvise, use what you've got. You don't have to have blocks. Anything that kind of resembles this will work just fine, okay? So when you're ready, we're going to start kneeling. Now, if perhaps kneeling is uncomfortable for your knees, you can do the beginning of this practice in any kind of seated posture. You could do it seated, cross-legged. You can maybe even do it in a chair if that works for you. But for me, I'm going to start kneeling and I'm going to use my blocks as a little platform for my sit bones to rest on. And this is going to take the pressure off of the knees slightly. So if you're like me, you have kind of tension in your knees and also in your ankles, I'd advise you to use a couple of blocks to lift the hips a little bit higher so you can sit a little bit more comfortably here. Okay, so just arrive in this place. Feel free to make any kind of last minute adjustments. Make sure you are comfortable wherever you have decided to place yourself at the beginning of this practice. And lightly rest the palms of the hands on the knees or the thighs, depending on where you are. And then when you're ready, just slowly starting to close off the eyes. And I want you to notice your shoulders consciously releasing here. So as the spine sits up nice and tall, we send the crown of the head towards the sky. We notice those shoulder blades soften and slide down the back, creating that space in between the ears and your shoulders. So the neck is nice and long, supporting the head. Then we're just going to find that opportunity to connect. So connecting to your breath. So perhaps with every inhale we find just that little bit more length, we grow that little bit more taller. And as we exhale again, we consciously feel those shoulders release. We keep that going a couple of times. Inhale to find that little bit more lightness. And exhale, notice your shoulders soften. Keep that going as many times as you wish, and even once you think these shoulders have released and softened as far down as they can go, know that there's always more potential. There's always more potential to release that little bit further, that little bit deeper. Beautiful. And just staying with your breath, letting go of anything else that doesn't serve you for this little practice today. So perhaps if you've come from your work, just letting go of any responsibilities, anything that you were doing. Know that it's not needed here, and that's not to say it's not important. It just means that we don't need it right here in this moment. This is a moment to allow ourselves to soften, to ground, and to connect. So we're just going to take a few more breaths here, and again, each time the shoulders are softening more and more. Perhaps taking one more breath. Lovely, well done. Keeping the eyes closed. If you wish, you can open them at any moment, but with a real heavy head. Take another nice big inhale. And as you exhale, let the left ear drift down towards your left shoulder. So you're getting a little stretch through the right hand side of the neck. So the shoulders are heavy here, the head is heavy, making sure it's the ear coming down towards the shoulder rather than the shoulder lifting up towards the ear. Have one more inhale. And then as you exhale again with that heavy head, let the chin slowly drift down towards the chest. And then inhale, drift the right ear over towards the right shoulder. So we've just gently switched sides. Beautiful. Have an inhale. And then exhale, gently lower that chin down towards the chest. Inhale, coming back over to the left. So we're gently drifting from side to side, working with the breath as we go. So we use that exhale to melt the chin back down towards the chest. And we use that inhale to lift the right ear towards the right shoulder. Lovely. Exhale down, chin to chest. We're just going to do this once more, both sides. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale over to the right, nice and softly, feeling into all of those little muscles that make up the neck. Lovely. Exhale down, chin to chest. Inhale, coming back over to the left, and then this time we're going to pause here. So maybe you have a little play here. So maybe you think about tilting the nose up towards the sky, or perhaps you tilt the nose down towards your shoulder even more. Just finding where we get the full stretch here, maybe where you're feeling it most in your neck. And perhaps you have got a little strain in your neck, so do take care here. Only go as far as you want to go and keep it nice and soft. Beautiful. So gently sending the nose up and down, finding that place where you get a slightly deeper stretch. Beautiful. And then from here, gently lifting your left hand, placing it on the right side of your face. Gently draw your left elbow down, increase that stretch slightly. And you might want to stretch the right fingertips down towards the ground here. So again, if you have got slight neck pain today, you might want to skip this out. You don't have to do it if it is too much today. I know necks can be really tricky, and when we do have that neck pain, it can be really quite strenuous. So really do take it nice and easy. Lovely. Have one more inhale here. Then as you exhale, return both palms of the hands to the thighs and drift the chin back down towards your chest. Inhale as you come across to the other side, and again pausing here just for a moment, and then playing with where you're sending your gaze, tilting the nose up towards the sky, and then maybe tilting the nose down towards your shoulder. Beautiful. So playing and finding where we get or where we feel the stretch the most. Maybe one side feels different than the other. Lovely, well done. And keeping that slow and steady breath to invite even more softness in here. And then when you're ready, gently lifting the right hand, placing the right hand on the left side of the face. Draw this right elbow down, and maybe you want to go further to draw those left fingertips down towards the ground. Beautiful, well done. So you're really drawing that left shoulder down and away. Lovely. Have one more inhale here. And one more exhale. And then again, gently return the palms of the hands towards the thighs. Gently drift the head or the chin down towards the chest. And then as you inhale, lift the head up through center. Take a couple nice big shoulder rolls here. Inhale, lift the shoulders forwards and up. Exhale, back and down. Lovely. Twice more. Inhale, forwards and up. Exhale, back and down. One more this way. And exhale. Beautiful. Other way now. Inhale, the shoulders back and up. Exhale, forwards and down. Twice more. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Maximum rotation. Exhale, forwards and down. Well done. Take a nice big inhale. Sweep the arms up nice and high. Lift up out of the ribcage slightly. Energy out through the fingertips. And then as you exhale, you're gently going to bring the left hand down towards the ground beside you. As this happens, really try to keep both sit bones down into the ground or onto the block, whichever you are using. Sweep this right arm up and over, so really lengthening the right side body. And we're going to take some nice big circles with this right arm. So we're going to inhale, open the right arm, spin the chest to look up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Allow that right arm to circle towards the back. And then as it brushes in front of the face, again we take that nice big inhale, find that openness across the heart. Exhale, we send it back down. One more nice big circle this way. And exhale. Lovely. We're going to use this inhale, so brush the arm in front of the face. Use this inhale to bring yourselves all the way back up through center. So left arm reaches up next to the right. And then exhale, gently float down to the other side. So right hand comes down beside you, sweeping the left arm up and over. Remember, we're still grounding down through both sit bones there. Don't worry necessarily about how far you're coming into the side bone, making sure we've got that little bit of lift. And then finding that opening across the heart as we spin the chest, look up towards the ceiling and circle that left arm back. Beautiful. Lovely. Again, inhale as the arm brushes in front of the face, reach all the way up. Exhale as it circles to the back. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Again, using this inhale, so the left arm reaches all the way up. It pulls us back upright. The right arm comes up next to left. Exhale, circle the arms down and away. Now the hands are going to meet behind you. Seeing if we can interlace the fingertips here. As you inhale, send the backs of the hands away. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then again, lift up through the heart, lift up through the chest. So it's up to you. You might like to draw the backs of the hands towards the ground, taking a little bit of a back bend maybe. Or maybe you're just focusing on opening across the heart. So maybe you're just thinking of lifting up through the heart, tilting the chin ever so slightly up to look up towards the sky. Lovely. We're going to hold here for a full round of breath. Nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. Lovely, well done. Now, keeping the hands interlaced, take care here. You're going to have an inhale. Gently peel the sit bones away from the ground or away from your props, sitting up nice and tall. And then you're going to think about sending the crown of the head down towards the ground. Take it easy here. You can use your hands to help you should you prefer. Crown of the head comes down towards the ground. Gently place it there, and then bring the hips a little bit further over your knees. Lift it through the backs of the hands. So rather than kind of collapsing into the crown of the head here, we want to reach up through the backs of the hands and find a little bit of lift here. Beautiful. Now, of course, if this feels uncomfortable for you, feel free to release the hands. Maybe you press down through the fingertips to take some of the pressure away. Lovely, well done. So always do feel free to listen to your bodies here. If it's too much for your neck and shoulders, do take it easy. Okay, have one more inhale. And as you exhale, gently release the hands. If they're not already, bring the palms of the hands down towards the mat and press yourselves up into a tabletop position. So if you were using any props, just move them out and place them out to one side so they're not in our way. And coming into this neutral tabletop, so we've got those wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, spreading the fingertips nice and wide, and just settle into this tabletop foundation. Maybe there's a little sway from side to side. Lovely, well done. Okay, grounding down through the left palm. You're going to take a nice big inhale and sweep the right fingertips up towards the sky. So finding a little revolved tabletop here. It's trying to stack that right side body on top of the left. Have an inhale. As you exhale, you may go as far to wrap this right arm around your lower spine, maybe seeing if the fingertips can meet the inner hip crease on that left-hand side. Don't worry if they don't quite reach. Lovely, well done. Have an inhale here. And have an exhale. Inhale, sweep the right arm all the way back up. And then as you exhale, you're going to dive this right arm down and start to thread it underneath the left. So you're going to reach this right arm all the way over towards the left-hand side. Gently bring the right shoulder down, right side of the face comes down, and maybe you stretch the left fingertips forwards here, so hips are nice and lifted over the knees. And then from here, maybe you take another nice big inhale, reach the left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, wrapping that left arm again around your lower spine. So again, maybe those left fingertips can find the inner hip crease on the right hand side this time. So finding a little twist here. Beautiful, and stay with the breath. Focus on that exhale. Have an inhale. Exhale to soften. Inhale, left arm reaches all the way back up and over. Left hand presses down and towards the mat. As you unthread that right arm, reach it up towards the sky once more. Inhale, grow tall, find that reach. Exhale, slowly bring that right hand down towards the mat, changing straight over to the other side. Inhale, ground down through the right palm, left arm reach. And maybe you find as you come onto the opposite side, maybe there's more space on this side. Maybe the other side was more restricted for you, or maybe it's the other way around. Take another inhale, reach up a little bit higher. As you exhale, wrapping that left arm around your lower spine. Beautiful. So again, you've got that sensation of kind of spinning the chest to look up towards the ceiling here. Beautiful. Inhale, reach that left arm up. Exhale, diving this left arm down, starting to thread it underneath the right. So reach that left fingertips over towards the right hand side. Gently bring the left shoulder down, left side of the face down. Maybe stretch the right fingertips forwards here. Beautiful, well done. And then maybe you take that nice big inhale, reach the right arm up. And maybe wrapping it around your lower spine. Beautiful, well done. Holding here for a couple rounds of breath. Try to stay a little bit lifted here, just so we're not kind of collapsing into the posture. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Inhale, right arm lifts up nice and high. Exhale, bring that right palm back down towards the mat. Unthread the left arm. Have one more nice big reach all the way up. Press the ground away through the right fingertips. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, settle that left palm down and next to right. Beautiful. Have a little wiggle here. Maybe take a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale to lift up through the heart, lift up through the chest. Exhale, curve. Notice how this feels for you today. Notice whether there's more space today, maybe there's less space. Where are you feeling this most in your body? Beautiful. And as always, stay with your breath, marrying the movement to your breath. Inhale to lift up through the heart. And exhale, curve. Lovely, well done. Have one more full round, one more inhale to lift. And one more exhale to curve. Lovely. As you come out of your curve, you're going to send the hips back towards your heels. Take a brief little child's pose here. So it's up to you. You can keep the knees parallel, or maybe you want to separate the knees out towards the side, creating space for the belly to rest in between the thighs, reaching the fingertips forwards, and take a moment to kind of soften and surrender here. So perhaps the forehead comes all the way down towards the mat. Perhaps you need to rest the forehead on something, so maybe you stack one fist on top of the other, create a little platform there for the forehead to rest on. Keep sending the hips back towards your heels there. Beautiful. Notice the rib cage expand as you inhale, and the body soften as you exhale. Lovely. We're just going to take one more nice big breath in here. And exhale. Inhale, gently lifting the gaze, looking forwards towards your fingertips. You're gently going to swim the torso through, send the legs back, coming to lie on your belly. So keeping the legs slightly separated here, toes pointing out, heels in. You're going to tent the fingertips off your mat. Roll the shoulders down and away from the ears. Inhale, press down through the fingertips. Ripple up through the spine. Lovely. Just come up as high as you want to go. Keep the elbows nice and soft. Exhale, ripple back down. We're going to do this twice more. Inhale, ripple on up. And exhale, ripple on down. Lovely. One more time. Inhale, ripple on up. Maybe you lift just a little bit higher. Exhale, gently come down. Beautiful, well done. Return the palms, the hands back underneath your shoulders. Press down through the palms, lifting all the way back up to your tabletop. Gently walk the knees a little bit closer in and slide your right knee forwards. Send the left leg back to cross it over or cross it behind the right knee. So you kind of got cross knees, right knee is in front. Walk the hands back behind you. Separate the ankles out towards side. Find yourself in a cow face posture. So coming into the cow face posture with the legs kind of crossed, wrapped around each other. Right knee is on top. And you're sitting up nice and tall. Now I know this pose isn't kind of for everyone. Sometimes it can be really uncomfortable for me as well, and you might notice that your right sit bone lifts away from the mat here, and we want to make sure both sit bones are down. So if you're struggling to get that right sit bone down towards the mat, just maybe take a moment to extend the left leg out in front, making sure this left leg is nice and active, and still we've just got the right leg wrapped over the top, okay, and we can release into that right ankle. So perhaps you're here, maybe you're focusing on sitting up nice and tall, or maybe you have got that left leg, God, I can't remember my left and right. So you've got the right leg on top, and maybe you've got that left leg wrapped underneath you, okay. Sitting up nice and tall, take a nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. This time as you inhale, sweep the arms up nice and high, energy out through the fingertips. And then as you exhale, bend into your left elbow. Right palm comes towards your left elbow, and gently guide the left fingertips a little bit further down the middle of your back here. So perhaps the fingertips are just in between your shoulder blades here. Try not to be tempted to allow the chin to collapse down towards your chest here. Keep inhaling and lifting up through the heart, encouraging the chin to be parallel down towards the ground. Lovely, well done. You might have the space in your body to then send this right arm all the way down and around, reaching towards the left fingertips from underneath. So you've got the left elbow pointing up, right elbow pointing down. If you can't quite find that bind, you can take hold of clothing perhaps, you can use a strap or whatever you have around you to kind of find that bind between or bridge the gap between your hands, or you can come back to here. I prefer this because I kind of haven't got the space in my shoulders, so this works quite well for me. So if you're like me, feel free to modify this pose. Don't feel as though you have to come into the full posture if your body is not quite ready for it. Beautiful. Okay, and we keep lifting up through the heart, lifting up through the chest. Lovely. Have an inhale and have an exhale. Let's take 2 more slow and steady breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Inhale. Slowly unravel the arms. Reach both arms all the way up. Exhale. Gently bring them all the way back down. Okay, this is a little bit tricky. You're going to bring yourselves out of the posture the way we came in. So you can use your hands to help you. Gently shift the weight back forwards, hands out in front. And then all you're going to do is bring the legs back, work your way back into a tabletop, okay? So to get ourselves onto the other side, slide the left knee forwards, send the right leg back so you can bring it behind the left knee, okay? And then again, you gently walk the hands back towards you, splitting the ankles out to both sides, finding the sit bones into the mat. So again, just have a little wiggle, a little play around, making sure this left sit bone isn't lifting away from the mat, so maybe we need to modify and send that right leg out in front. So yeah, we have this left leg wrapped nicely on top. Maybe you're working towards this, or maybe you've got that right leg wrapped underneath you, so you've got this right heel kind of coming close to the outside of your left hip and sitting up nice and tall. So you're aiming for the knees to be stacked on top of one another here. Beautiful. Finding that little bit of lift, sitting up nice and tall. Okay, so here we go on the other side, adding in the arms. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend into the right elbow this time. Left palm comes towards that right elbow. And again, you're guiding the right fingertips down the back, kind of in between your shoulder blades here. Making sure we're not curving through the spine. Find even more length here, a little bit more lift. Gazing forwards, chin parallel to the ground. Your choice, you may send that left arm all the way around, reaching underneath, and it might find the fingertips on this side. And it might be different on one side compared to the other. So maybe one side you find the bind, the other side perhaps you don't. So again, just work within your own limits, work within your own body. You can come back to this modified option. Or maybe you use a strap, or maybe you use your clothing here to kind of bridge that gap. Your choice here. Keep nice and lifted. Have an inhale. And have an exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Keep growing tall. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, slowly unravel the arms, reach all the way up. Exhale, circle the arms down and away. Beautiful, well done. To come out the posture this time, all you're going to do is unravel the legs and send the legs out in front. Okay, To finish off our short little practice today, we're going to take a supported fish pose. This is a great pose, especially if you feel like you just need to open up across the heart a little bit more. So for this, I recommend using a block, or you could use a cushion, a rolled up blanket or towel. This would work just fine. Place your block behind you. Choose whichever level you want. So you might want a lower level, you might want higher. Okay, and you're aiming for this block or your prop to kind of support the middle of your back, so maybe just a little bit below your shoulder blades maybe, and it's going to be different for everyone. So gently place yourself down, have the knees bent as you work your way down, soften through the elbows, gently find your block or your prop, whatever it is you're using, and you can adjust it as much as you need. You'll probably find as you come down the first time, it's going to need adjusting. Beautiful. Okay, once you find that comfortable place, you might need something to support the head here, or you may feel comfortable to just release the back of the head down towards the ground. Okay, so you might notice straight away that kind of opening across the heart. Notice how the shoulders release. We feel that nice big expansion across the chest. So do take a moment here, making sure you are comfortable just as many times as you need. You might like to keep the knees bent here. Maybe that helps you to keep the tailbone tucked under. Or maybe you're happy to send the legs out long along your mat. Lovely, well done. Perhaps you keep the hands rested on your belly, or maybe you release the arms down by your sides. And it's from this place we're going to take a little bit of a shavasana. So we're going to pause here for a few moments and just enjoy and encourage that opening across the heart. And again, we can come back to that idea that we had at the beginning of just allowing the shoulders to release and soften further down towards the mat. But this time, maybe it's the whole body we're focusing on releasing now. Lovely. Just having or cultivating that little bit of awareness. Notice how you feel. Notice all of those little sensations happening inside the body. Perhaps even noticing how you feel emotionally here. Notice whether those feelings are resonating with the feelings in your physical body, or maybe they're not, they don't have to. Beautiful, and just resting here for a few moments, sending the heart towards the sky, but also being really supported here by your mat. Allow the ground to support and keep you grounded after being nourished by this short but necessary practice today. And with that, we're going to take a nice big inhale in through the nose, filling up the lungs entirely. Exhale, release with a sigh. Let's go twice more with that. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Nice big cleansing breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful, well done. So with the same care that we placed ourselves into this posture, we're going to now ease ourselves out. So maybe you gently press down through the palms and the elbows, tuck the chin down towards the chest, lifting the back of the head away from the ground, and then gently using one hand, sliding the block out from underneath you and just placing it to one side. Gently roll the rest of your spine down and towards the mat. Bring the knees in towards the chest for a moment, just so we can allow the spine to decompress here. Beautiful. Notice your whole spine now meeting the mat. You can have that little sway from side to side, giving the spine a little massage. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, after curling ourselves up into this little ball, we're going to allow ourselves to grow. Stretch the fingertips up and above behind the head. Stretch the legs long along your mat. Stretch out through the toes. Find this nice big energizing full body stretch here. And then exhale, gently release and soften. Lovely, well done. From here, ever so gently, we're going to bring ourselves back up to seated. So, however that means for you, maybe you roll onto one side and gently use your arms to help you take care here. Try not to move the body too quickly, especially if we do have some pain and some tenderness in the body. Okay, crossing at the shins or the ankles, we're just going to finish off our practice, sealing the practice as we close off the eyes and saying the blessing. May the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you at night. May the rain wash away your worries. And may the breeze blow new strength throughout your being. And may you walk through the world knowing its beauty all the days of your life. And with that, we bring the palms of the hands together in front of the heart. And we bow Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed that short little practice. Maybe you're feeling that there's a little bit more space across the heart, the shoulders have softened a little bit more, and the neck has also released that little bit as well. Okay, so have a lovely rest of your day with whatever it is you are doing, and I'll be back next week with some more. All right, I'll see you then. Mwah.